Yo, bartender.
Bar's closed.
Hey, yo, bartender, what's good, man? Let me get a drink, man. Let me get a shot.
Hey, man, I know you just pulled up to the bar, but we closed.
Come on, man. You gotta be able to give me a shot, man. Come on.
You look like you need a drink, man, but I hate to tell you this, man. We about to close.
So you mean to tell me all these people out here, they got drinks and they got shots, but I can't get nothing. The bar closed that soon?
Okay, man, I don't know what else to say. I got this shorty, half my age, at the crib, and I'm trying to get to her. But last call was 10 minutes ago.
You know what? It's all right. Don't even worry about it. Don't worry about it.
All right. Tell you what, I'm gonna get you one drink, because it look like you need
one drink. I can do one drink. I can do one drink, because I really, yeah.
Hey, man, anything, man. Look like you got a lot on your mind and you need a friend right now. Pour it on me. Ain't no last calls here.
Bar Talk with Jay.
Welcome to Bar Talk with Jay. One of the things I want to brought to you by is HMS Consulting. One of the things I can tell you is I'm doing big things and I'm trying to get little garbage companies sold out to big corporations that's looking for you guys. So in other words, you might go out there and try to get it sold, and a lot of times they're not looking at you because you're not big enough. Well, I got a great idea of getting a lot of people together, and then all of a sudden it hits the numbers that they like, and then I can get you sold a lot quicker. But I'm trying to do that at HMS. So all you got to do with the website come up. If you know my number, feel free to call it. If you don't know it, 770-286-7526. Now, if you calling me, probably going to be the ideal thing. I'm pretty much going out there following all the ones that I know that they're really looking at. And I'm trying to get y'all together just to see if we can get some consolidation and get you sold quicker. So again, that's what I'm out to, and that's what I'm really up there doing. Even though I got 50 million jobs, I'm trying to get you where you need to be. HMS. Yes. Okay. Now listen, I can't tell you about that great guy that's always with me, but I'm with me. So we're going to talk about the fact that Jay is doing great, and we're going to do great things tonight. We got a general topic about relationships. I'm going to try to keep it a little subtle because I ain't got my boy to give me the opposition, but I got the crowd behind me still. We're going to ask them a little bit and see what really goes on. But tonight, I got to start the prayer off. That's right. No, y'all ain't used to this. Let's Cowboy Bill take this hat off. Got to show respect. So let me start this off with a prayer. Lord, please bless everybody in the night tonight to listen to the words that come out my mouth. I need you to guide me through this. I need to let everybody know your will better than my way. Let your will show them better prosperity and understanding of happiness with following you than following themselves. Please let them be able to follow to see your work, not just mine. I've been doing great things, but without you, I couldn't do anything. So I have to give you the praise, and along with you, I want to make sure everybody know his name is the greatest name out there. Don't ever think about me. Think about all the things he did to bless you. He blessed me as well, and I always got to give honors to him. It's never about my achievements. It's about getting me life. The rest of that is your choice. In Jesus' name, amen. Now, I got to get going on this little topic real quick. I got this topic in the studio right now. I'm going to talk about some things that I like to say might cause relationships to be a little rocky, okay? One of them is they start off with no foundation at all. Now, I know some of y'all be like, what does that mean? All right, well, you're dating, you're talking, you're seeing how you like a person. And I think like is a very minimum thing. I think I did that when I was in high school, maybe even middle school. I mean, that don't really mean a lot. That's a low bar. But if I've been working already and I have an idea where I want to go, I think sooner or later, early in the date stage, me and you need to talk about where our future plans is and start making some plans from there. Even though we might not make a solid commitment of we're going to do this together, but we have an idea of what we're trying to do. That's all starting the foundation. I like to say everybody want to say, well, I just want to have a good meal. I just like the fact that somebody took me out. Okay, that's kids play. Let's play a little bit harder and better. You might get better results. I don't hire somebody just because. I hire somebody for the best position for the job, because I don't want to keep hiring everybody. Some people don't mind running through folks, but somebody like myself need the best of the best. That way I don't have to keep fooling with the rest. Nobody understands that. So then you be like, well, why can't you just commit to somebody? Because everybody ain't worth committing to. If you got a lot in you, do not just settle. Everything is not worth settling. But when you see somebody staying with you and they're willing to put up with you, that don't mean they just really settling. That means they certainly glory within you, and then they're going to try to figure out, well, can I aid him? And then at that point, that might be a person I could say I could build something with, compared to a person who just use you. Because the minute you can't do nothing, they won't be with you. And you don't think I don't know about that, you might want to look around me, because everybody that started with me ain't with me. And it don't mean nothing bad. Everybody wasn't meant to be. But I like to say, I try to bless them along the way. I try not to take that from nobody. So somebody might say, yeah, well, you took my heart. It wasn't much there anyway. And yeah, hate to be like that. Kind of cruel. But if you had a big heart, you would understood. I wasn't trying to take that either. I was really trying to find ways to have a better understanding because I would have liked to have been with you, but it just didn't work out. That's not no harm. That's not no hate. That's just a reality. And again, it'd be like, well, how could you just move on so like it ain't nothing? Nobody told you I did. There's a lot of times I hold stuff in. And that right there is why I tell some people they need to get there. Because again, you do not always heal from things you've been through. You run from them. Can't say I ran from them all, but I've put them in a hole. And I just didn't visit them. Which means I still have some things to deal with. And these are real reasons why I do my show. Because a lot of time we're not healed and you carry that on to the next relationship. And then my next relationship, I'm automatically telling them, I need time to heal. I'm going to need time. Because bottom line, if I just rush right in, then these things is just going to pop right back up. And most people can understand that because they've been through enough. And the ones that don't, well, you just have to make them understand you're going to need some long time. Every time that they want to be up underneath you, probably wouldn't be the wisest. Because it's something you're going to have to visit. There's some things that you did that you got to answer to. I'm not saying you did all wrong things. It's just, if I was with a toxic person and I learned toxic ways, you got them ways, okay? You can blame that toxic person you was with, but they teach you toxicity, okay? And then you go around thinking you're the best thing out there. Now you got some toxic ways that you need to answer. And even myself, I have some. And that's why I'm not quick to talk. But I'm also willing to come to Bar Talk and bring them out and pour it out. Because again, I think these things are very important for us to really talk about. And again, I like to get your view more so than mine. So I got some people lacking in the back. But any thoughts from you guys from with this building the foundation from the start? What it look like from y'all?
Well, if you're trying to build a foundation with someone that you find interesting, you need to find out what do they like, what are they extracurricular activities like.
So the dating game and the conversation should be more about the interests.
For real.
All right. So again, just in case y'all didn't hear the question, I was trying to see build more of a foundation where that should start. And again, in the dating things, but asking more direct questions. Where y'all at? Where y'all going? How did that look like? You know, instead of, is this taking them to the movies, watching the movies, knowing damn well y'all ain't really hearing each other. And a coffee date. Do something where it's more mild and you can hear each other. For you can really know where it might be going, then instead of looking at a nice dinner, using a person compared to really finding out what a person's about. And it shouldn't always be about money. I tend to agree with that.
It shouldn't be about money, but if you're an older couple, that's going to come up, and it should come up sooner than later.
I agree with that. And if y'all didn't hear that one again, it shouldn't be about money, but again, older couple or people with money, it can come up because again, probably people want to know your financial status. I don't know if that should be the first thing talked about because then it makes you look at maybe that's all they really want. And it could be something that somebody might feel like are you comfortable with where I'm at? But again, I'm gonna let y'all make that decision. That always gonna be mine. Got a younger son that's in the audience. What's your thoughts? And of course, his name is Rock. Rocky Side, how you feeling about early on in a relationship?
I feel like it all comes down to communication. I said right there. Oh, I said it just comes down to communication.
All right. But see, I like that from a young man. It's all about communication, but I like to add a word to it. You know what that is? Effective communication. You can just talk and not lead anybody anywhere. You can run on the treadmill and not get nowhere. Just giving you small examples about that talking. You can talk a person up a tree just like you can talk a person out the door. Well, which are affectionate of talking about where you're going. And I feel like these are going to be key things to get people in the right state of mind. Because I think relationships don't have to be as bad as they are. And I think a lot of people use that one word, and I started with it earlier in the show. It's called like. And you put too much behind something real basic. Like, to me, ain't crap. It's the lowest form. If I don't like you, I don't even know why I took the time to talk to you. That's the low. I need a lot more. And that's what's going to be interesting about anybody I talk to, because the like is the small part. I need to know who you are. Not I like your physical What's your mental? Is you might be fruitier than a bat cake. Who knows? But I want to find out, and I want to find out in a short amount of time. And I think communication and talking to you often could help me with this. But I will admit, there's no guarantees when it comes to relationships. And I'm not an expert. Please understand. I've been divorced, been in and out of relationships. Be like, why are you talking? Because there's been a lot of failures, and I'm bringing them to the forefront. A lot of times I need to correct myself, and I had to go through some counseling, and all mine wasn't just sitting on somebody's couch. I got brothers that I had to answer to, and I sat back and I told my brothers the straight truth. Now, I will tell you guys, a lot of times when y'all go through something, you're not honest. You're not honest with your people. You're not honest with your therapist because you don't want to look bad. Well, it's kind of hard for somebody to get you through something. You can't even admit it yourself. And I like to say that's the number one thing to heal is accountability. You have to be accountable for your shit and stand up. And I like to say a lot of y'all don't know nothing about it because you still stand on that bull. I don't want to look bad. I don't care how you dress yourself. I still smell it. And if you don't know what that means, that's probably why you ain't around. It's real simple. It's not hard. I don't care how you dress a turd up. It's still a turd. You cannot keep doing something. Dress up and think it's better. I'm dressed now just a cowboy, just trying to show you different things, but the inside me is still going to be the inside me. And that's what you want to know. Don't look with the cloud, the cars, and all that. I mean, I do that to attract you anyway because I got something of substance. But the bottom line, it's more to me. And anybody know that? Well, no, that's not what you want to come for. You will want to know what's about me, what's behind me. And I have a lot of great people behind me. That's why I got a guest that's just sitting on the couch and everybody chilling. But again, everybody don't want to be in front of the camera and I won't force it. But if y'all got comments and you want to make it to the studio, I'll try to make time for you, but I can't do it for everyone. Just please be mindful not to overtalk because one of the reasons why I don't invite a lot of guests, and I've done it in the past, a lot of people are so rude to want to talk to get their point out that they're not being respectful for the other person. So now the show sounds like mayhem. And I like for everybody to get their opinion out because I like to have a debate, not an argument. An argument means you get in your feelings and you're yelling because you're trying to prove a point. And my whole thing, prove it by facts and talk. And I remember dating somebody that told me, don't yell at me. That's the one thing I cannot stand for somebody to yell at me. I always thought that was key. I thought that was nice. Because why would I get? But sometimes she got to stand on the ground of, you know something, I'm not going to tolerate this. So she gave boundary. All right. And a lot of times in relationships, people don't set boundaries. And that boundary she set was one that I respected because I still remember to this day. You know, and I think I set a boundary. I said, well, okay, you don't like being yelled at, and I don't like to be touched. So you get to a point you feel like you want to put your hands on me, just think twice. All right? And that keeps a lot of stuff down. Those are boundaries. Everybody don't get upset, and I think in relationships it's gonna cause a problem. But then again, that's just starting with the foundation. That's from the start. Why are we so far into it before we find all these things out? That's kind of confusing to me. But that's why I'm bringing it to you guys, because I really want your opinions, because again, it ain't just me. I'm not the only one going through this. But I'm not scared to bring you my ups and my downs. I like to say I have more ups than downs. My dating life has been quite great. I met some great people along the way. But I think the strongest thing that changed me is God. Is when I gave myself to God, realizing that my kids was in positions that I couldn't control, and I needed a higher power. And I had to bow down, and I had to pray to Him to help me through it. I didn't just pray for relationships because I think that would have been shallow. I was asking Him to be a stronger man because there's no woman going to follow me if I didn't have Him. And everybody else would just been about looks, and I promise you, I'm bigger than them. But I'm not bigger than God. So sometimes the biggest answer I can give you is to fall to your knees and understand who you follow. Because if you think you're doing something bigger without Him, good luck. That's all I can ever say. For relationship, business, whatever you do. I am looking more for happiness in a heaven than the hells I have with the lies, the betrayal, and the things I thought it took to make me happy. I realized I ain't need none of that. With His hand, His glory, man, life been so much different. It's not even nowhere near the same. You know, when I go to sleep and I do a prayer, and then I wake up and I got the energy and I may feel life and talk to people and I feel like I'm an uplifting factor. I just got to keep praising Him because I didn't always have that. And I think that's something I would love for you guys to look at. But I can't say that's going to be your decision, your choice. But I think if the man put God first and the woman said, I'm not willing to submit to a man, I'm not mad at you, but submit to the God in man. Okay? Because if you submit to God, I promise you, you ain't submitting right. Just submitting to the man, I can't answer. Everybody don't have the right to. That ain't what I can always say. So what about my pick back there? They being quiet on me. You're pointing at something.
I can't. I just want to say something. Look,
Oh, yeah. Oh, so you want to come on?
Mike.
You can turn that one on, or you turn on number one. You gonna do number one, or
where's my
sit? Number one right here. You got to come bring one up, sit up here. That's what you gonna do. All right, y'all. I mean, y'all can welcome Rocky and Saki to the stage here. He bring some beer that Lord knows. Yeah, right there, the small one, right down low. That one. He has some things he want to bring to my attention. If any of y'all don't know, Rocky is my oldest child. Got to give him up. I have a lot of prayers for him. Been doing a lot of different things, and one of the things I always wanted him to do is get better at what he do and have his own life. And you want him to follow his daddy. Lord know if daddy be all over the place. He's trying to tell you, split off close, son. Now, just letting y'all know, the hair is a lot different. he wanted it that way. So, Rock, what is it you want to say?
I say, connect. Effective communication is good, but how do you, all right, how do you find something that works?
I'm afraid you have to say that one more time.
Connect.
I got that part.
Effective communication is good.
I got it.
How do you, connective communication is good, but how do you find something that you lost? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it depends on I think 9 times out of 10, you probably lost it in yourself.
No,
Because I'm just saying it like that because did you lose it within a person?
No.
Okay. All right. So if you right here, then you lost it within yourself.
No.
So if you did lose it within yourself, then how did you lose? Yeah, you don't lost your mind.
No,
Anyway.
I'm getting back to me.
Right. So you lost something in you. And I get that. What you lose?
I lost something that was something.
So,
And now I'm coming to the realization. You know what I'm saying? And I'm still fighting.
Okay, let's look at it. You're fighting who? Who you fighting?
I'm fighting myself.
So you're fighting yourself. This is again great reason why yes, people do need therapy because what he's saying is true. We do fight with ourselves, and a lot of times you can be lost within yourself. And there's a lot of things that can happen. One of the things I mentioned on the show, like I said, when you go through some things, I can't always help you. So what I did is I fell to my knees and I went to a higher power. Everything is not going to be in my control. And I don't always have the answer. So as a father, I always want to be protective of my children, but I don't always have the answer. So guess what? I turned to something that was stronger and bigger than me. And the same thing I went to is the same thing you might need to go to as well. But you got to get that relationship. And then you're going to have to believe in him and he'll strengthen the belief in you because he's in you. Because that's what you lost. Without the Father, I promise you, you're following your tail. Your daddy been there. Nothing proud to say about it, but I can tell you, when I stopped chasing my tail, I started leading my ass in better directions. Decisions was easier. I got tired of being in places that I didn't need to be in. I didn't like the company that was around me. Why they stopped coming around me? I started acting differently because I wasn't there for them. I was there to serve myself and a greater being. Their influences wasn't mine. And believe me, you will be influenced by your friends. I mean, that's just kind of. But my whole thing is when you get yourself together, you'll gravitate to a change. And that's not easy. No matter where you starting from. Okay? Because I like to say most of the time it's material things that y'all looking. It's past that. When you get older, that's easy to accomplish. What's behind it? The cars, the bikes, the money, the houses, the business. Okay? What else is going to drive you? Because every rich person has more that they want to do. What you got there, Boo?
And Rock, you gotta look at your surroundings. You got people around that can help you, and you don't even utilize. It's like you gotta understand you don't want to be out here doing the things you were doing with your friends no more because it's leading you down the wrong path. But you've been having people in your corner that can help you be more successful and do what you want to do. Been around for years, but you don't need to take advantage of it.
That's what you might need to find. Taking advantage of people that's there that care enough for you. I think that will give you a better outcome compared to a person just trying to use you. Because there's a lot of users out there. They will look at you, they'll look at your things you got on, your long hair, and they be like, yo, he must got some money. So now they trying to use you. And they don't even know the powerful person that you are. And who you stand next to. You stand next to some powerful people. Just me? No, just a source. But you know, you talk about Boo, we got Kraft in the show, and all the different people I had up in here. We had some powerful people. TR380 was in our show for a long time. You know, you're doing big things as well. People came from this show before this show, been doing great things in the continuation of what they do. You know, not just throw name cloud out there, you know, but Pastor Anthony with the Eagle Effect. Remember, he came. Yes, we haven't had pastors up on this bad boy. And again, it's all about support and love. And that's the power of bringing people together. So are we willing to come together and get better? That's going to be a choice of yours. I can pretty much call anyone of you. It'll take time. But you got to figure out what it is. Because I can't waste their time. You know, I think we did too much of that in the past. So now we got to be more focused. Laser focus in 2024. The economy going crazy, but it doesn't mean we can't get better. That would be the outlook. I would say you should look at that. That's just me. What you think, Boo?
Yeah, thanks.
Because I think it'll improve. One of the reasons to put you in front of the mic is to build your confidence back up because you are a strong person. You might have done some things that you might regret. Listen, you can repent from a lot of things. But if you don't change what you do, don't repent because all you're going to do is repeat. I can't help it repeat. I want you to do better.
You gotta take that as a lesson and move forward. You know what I'm saying? You can't beat yourself up over it. You know what I mean? And so you're saying you're fighting against yourself. You know what I'm saying? We all make mistakes. That's life. You know what I'm saying? I went to prison, you know what I mean, to have a 10-year sentence. Did 5 on it. Paroled paroled out. But, you know, I came home like I never left. You know what I'm saying? Got back to it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Didn't continue to hang with the people because my situation was something I ain't had nothing to do with. The same kind of type situation was being with somebody, you know what I'm saying, around somebody, and it was on them, you know what I'm saying? So you can't beat yourself up about it though, you know what I'm saying? You just gotta get back to focusing on what you want to do with your life. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I came home and just focused, man, and you know, got right back to it like I never left.
And one thing about it, Boo told me a story, and he didn't tell it often. He's told it enough because, again, it's not even about being ashamed, but it's, again, he went through some things, and everybody here, yeah, he went to jail, and it wasn't their fault. No, his really wasn't his. You know, and then to have to take that ownership and spending that amount of time, you know, that can really bring you down. But to know you came out with feet running to get back and reestablish is a strong thing, and a lot of people wouldn't recommend you and say, you know, hey, man, you know, you're the baddest man, but until you start giving you stuff, okay? Well, what them rough times and nobody wanted to give you anything, you know what I'm saying? They wanted to look at you as a felon and you couldn't get any loans. Nobody wanted to talk to you. So you had to build your own money up. You know, there's a nice little thing you had to do. And that's where the fight comes from, right? Not to fight just all your bad decisions. It's the fight to do better. To be not around the people that got me in a bad position they put me in. It's like, okay, I have to do better. I have to start doing this. Start writing things down, start accomplishing them. Because everybody's going to hold your past against you. But we talking to a person right now, Boo, that been dealing with me for many years. I've been doing this for over 8 years, so I'll be say 7. with my show. He's been coming on faithfully. He brings $1,000 worth of cameras, equipment. I mean, the man knows this industry. He knows a lot of other things as well. When it comes to fashions and models. And again, he invites me out to a lot of showings. You know, and I'm very happy that he trusts me like that, you know. And with that, we have built an alliance. So, like, when we trying to do the show, he's very on time type person. You want to know when, what celebrities maybe to bring. You know, we try to lock things down. And I like to say, because of his commitment of staying on track, it gives me encouragement to stay on track as well. And it should give you, it's an opportunity of hope when you don't always see it. You know, you might be looking at celebrities that they don't show this well. Quit looking at them. And quit idolizing what you don't know. Quit putting names on something and you don't even know the person. You know your dad. You know, but this is day in, day out. Heroes is made from closeness, not TV. I think TV is a fallacy. Everything won't be right through that. Now, to watch people do great things, I'm not disappointed about, but I will tell you, most people will lead you astray. They'll lie to you on the screen, they'll lie to your face. But anybody, you know, I like to say anybody normally come here is usually good people because they stay committed and they keep coming. If you notice, we ain't had too many people just come and never come back. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason. And that's what you need to gravitate more to. What kind of people did you come around that they want to keep seeing you do well? Most people just want to use you. That's just me and my thoughts. What about the guest on the couch? What's your thoughts?
Well, when Boo was saying, as far as using the people that's in your life, there are several different types of foundations. Like he said, he's you and him, y'all made a foundation already together as far as you guys working together. So there's different types of foundations, you know, and each one can get you where you need to be, where you want to be.
I like that because it is different kind of foundation. Each one can teach one. That's what I liked about our whole thing was like iron sharpening iron. He was good at marketing and putting stuff together. I was good behind the mic and kind of getting my story out. Why Bar Talk came to be, what I wanted to do is pour things out. A lot of people thought Bar Talk was just about liquor, endorsement. And I said I always had a bigger picture. My bigger picture is pour your problems out because, again, a lot of people are going to church. I want you to pour it out with me because I care. And I like to say that the God in me wanted to see you heal from the things you've been through. But I couldn't heal you by myself. And that's why iron sharpened iron, because, again, he was able to sharpen me. We started having greater dialogue, and I got greater people to start understanding what the show was all about. Then people wanted to come to the show. And then, again, Boo had that relationship with a lot of celebrities. So now it's like, well, I don't know, but I definitely want to find out more about them. And as there, I know views went up. And again, all this is off of knowing somebody, okay? It's amazing. If you know the right people, how you can shoot to the top compared to thinking you can do it all on your own. That's iron and sharpen iron, but to anybody else, no, you can do it all on your own. I've had a lot of people try to change my show up. I had a lot of people talk to me on a side note. I like to say outside of their neck. I can't vote for everybody. And this show ain't going to be for everybody. I wouldn't want to. If it ain't praising God and it ain't giving him the glory and understanding the things he took me through, I can care less about what somebody else wants. I'm not no false prophet. I ain't telling you when the end of the world's going to be because it's already written. You won't know. But yet everybody want to keep talking. So you keep following that. That ain't going to be me. I'm not doing that. I ain't talking about the LGBT. That's a sexual preference. I can care less. I care for humanity. Us coming together and finding ways to get past the stuff that's being handed to us. We having everything thrown at us and ain't nobody saying no. Relationships is failing. I mean, everything is going down. But we can come up in dark times. We don't care to want to talk like this. I want us to talk strongly, not weakly. I'm tired of hearing about bills that's being passed and nobody knows nothing about it till it hits. There's things we can do about it. But sitting back and acting like you just don't know because you're too busy watching the basketball game, that's going to be your own demise. Distractions has been going on all throughout the land. Information, I can tell you now, that's why TikTok being taken down. Too much information, they want it out your hands. They want it to be in more control because I put a joke out on Facebook. I thought it was a funny joke. It didn't last a day. Facebook took it down. Didn't have no cussing, no nothing, but it has some roaches. You know what I'm saying? And I thought it was very fun because they want to control and suppress everything. put it out on TikTok, stuff like that. It just got a lot of views and it's been very funny because that's what it is. Media is being very much controlled by our government. And my whole thing is not to mess with them, it is to give us better opportunity to understand. We all hurt. I got my son next to me. He said he's fighting himself. He's fighting some things because he's trying to find out what it is. I think that's a great dynamic still our show right now because I'm not fighting like he is. I gave it up to the Lord, but it's nice to know my son is understanding why I went there, why I had to give it up to him, because he's saying something that as a dad, it hurts. Do you know how hurtful it is? But my son is sitting next to me and said, Dad, I'm fighting like demons. I'm his father. The last thing I ever want is my kids to hurt. So the best thing I can do is ask somebody that's bigger than me to help him. And that's why I turned to God. And that's why he said next to me now. It's because I'm not forsaking him and I'm not giving up on him. I already prayed and I gave it to God. So again, some of these answers are going to come from above. It's not your dad. Your dad ain't gave up on him. I can't. I got too much love for him.
I can't never stop. I'm gonna keep on going.
I need you to.
Some questions can be answered, but I'm gonna answer them myself. But I do believe. And I never quit believing.
Well, and I'll never stop praying. And with that,
we'll keep praying too.
we will give up. Okay? That's how it should be. On my show to them, their dad loves son, and his problem is still mine. But I turned to a higher power. And Boom was able to show you that, you know, there's people within our circle that's willing to help. You just got to reach out because, again, they just don't know how without you asking. And my whole thing, God already put a position in there for you to understand you're not alone. From when you was born as premature, okay? And he grants you life. Remember, that was back when I said you was an idiot. You look out. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Now you're a grown man. He don't make mistakes. He would never got you through all that to forsake you. But you will forsake yourself if you don't understand him. It's his way, not always your way. And even your daddy has problems with that. And again, I can definitely tell you, I made enough mistakes. That's why I had to turn to him. All right? I was never perfect. I'm not going to get on this show and start acting like that's a hypocrite, right? I'm going to take my behind to a church and stand in front of a pulpit, tell somebody I'm never mind. I ain't going to go that far. God won't let me do it. He won't let me. He won't let me do it. No, we ain't going to walk like that. We don't play like that. But again, we're going to stand for something. And that's why I didn't even know what direction this was going to go in the show. Really didn't. But I love the way it went because, again, this is a real show with real father and son, you know, with real people. And again, iron sharpening iron. He might not feel like he's iron right now because he feel like, you know, he's beat up. I'm only saying you still next to a strong piece of metal. And that strong piece of metal has been sharpened by another piece of metal by Boo and other people that's been in my life. And I'm sharpening them too. And guess what? We're going to get by. We're going to get by.
Yeah, iron sharp.
How much time we got left?
We gonna be okay.
10 minutes?
10 minutes.
All right.
If iron sharp iron, we'll be okay. And guess what? You gonna hear that clink, clink, clink. But guess what? It's powerful. I'm not giving up. The same way you ain't. Ain't nobody ain't going up. But I'm fighting for what I believe in. And you know what people say?
What's that?
I can't have about believing, but I'm gonna achieve it myself because I believe in it.
Okay, well, the people that said you can't, they're the ones that you need to get out your life. Let me tell you that why. And I don't even know what it is you want to do, but I just know I always had an old saying, a snake can climb a tree. And people was amazed that a snake can climb a tree. And the thoughts was, no one was able to tell the snake it couldn't, and they don't got no ears. So it can do all kinds of things. So even though we got ears, you're going to need to shut some things out and realize you got a bigger focus. You can wrap yourself around it. You can start doing amazing things. More people will shun you from your greatest things that's coming because they're scared they can't do it. I don't know how many people tell me I couldn't do a podcast. Man, that's crazy. Don't even do it. I've been doing it for years. I did it 7 years before this. I did it on AM. I'm not letting somebody tell me crap unless it's something I want. And again, I had to get strong with that. And then I had to stand up. Then they said, well, how much money you make? I can make all kinds of money. The number one thing is I could afford to do it. You too scared to invest. That's why you still sitting on your couch and I'm sitting behind my table. I regulate some things better from doing it than sitting around talking about it. Okay, you're gonna get a whole lot of people to talk mess and ain't gonna do crap. Get yourself in this position right here. You control things, man. You got the boards, you got the lighting. Then you're gonna have people that's producing, okay? Now you have power to control. That's more or less what you want compared to the less. The less is sitting over there talking, but you're not controlling. I can tell you when my show gonna air, what all is gonna go on. It ain't gonna just go on no dang on Facebook. You know, I'm talking about iHeart. I'm talking about whatever you want it to be. Spotify, Apple. You know, I got contracts with a lot of different people and I put it out. But again, you gotta do it. Okay? You can't just, I was gonna think about doing it and then done. Consistency is everything. If you're not staying consistent, ain't nobody gonna believe it. Am I not lying?
No.
Boo, no.
No.
If I keep saying, well, Boo, I don't know, I can't probably do it this week, it ain't gonna take long for Boo to find something else to book in that place, okay? And it's just, that's how life is. But when he see you consistently doing it around the same time, he know what to book around. That's the sharpening. And that's the non-messing around. But people always like convenience. I was laying upstairs, I wasn't even feeling my greatest, but I wasn't gonna die to the show. And that's what I love about life, is he gives you motivation. Even when I wasn't feeling that great, when I got downstairs and I got dressed, bro, he gave me that power. Oh, we performing, okay? It's about to be out. And that's what I love about when you love what you do. It's no different than my job. When I get to my job, everybody say I love my job. I don't just love my job, but I do it seamless because I'm good. And I've been doing it for a very long time. So I'm proud to say I'm very good, okay? And dealing with that cockiness, I have to control it because that's the same thing that got me in trouble a long time ago. Keep control of your ego, or it will get control. And I will tell you that's another strong thing you got to learn because, again, you're going to push yourself and your ego going to help you, all right? Just sometimes you want to check it. And I'm telling you, some people told me I got a big head and, you know, I'm a butthole. And I was. And you know something, I still need to be from time to time because I can't kiss everybody's behind. All right? It ain't meant for me to do it. I just can't. My lips just ain't built for it. Can't do it. But I don't want you to have to do it, and I don't want you to fight yourself either. I don't want you to feel like, well, Dad was successful in a lot of things and I can't. That's not true. Dad wasn't always successful in everything. And Dad will tell you the truth about some things. But again, it's going to take you to come to me. I can't figure out your problem when I'm already trying to figure out my own. But I can tell you my source and things I went through, and I have a problem with that. And that's why I'm doing it on air to the world. It ain't for the world, but it's going to be tonight. Because as I am,
Mom.
oh, no, like,
Yo,
you just can't take nobody. No.
love you too, Granny. What?
Okay.
I'm just saying what I'm supposed to say.
You know something, man.
Hey,
I'll
to my
never be
sisters,
mad.
I love you. Who else saying it? Yeah, it makes us know I love my family.
Hey, you know something?
Yeah.
I couldn't be mad at you for that. Now, when you say, what was I supposed to say? What you just
Yes.
If that's what you feel, I love you for it because, again, you gave family respect. And that's all I ever want to see from you in the future is just knowing family is there for you. And the fact that you hollered them out, my mom, your mom. And again, you know, I got no hateful spirit for nobody. So for you to holler anybody out, please know you never will offend me ever in life.
I didn't want to say that.
He's bringing something very special that need to be done. And this is his heart. And this is why I love the fact that he sat at the table today because he felt compelled. And I think God wanted to be known because I stand behind these people that he shouted out because they're family. And again, I am not disappointed in anything that he shouted out today when it comes to respect to his mom and all the rest, and then the ones that's fallen. Because again, these are great people that add value to my life. So I'll never be disappointed.
One more song.
What's that?
Jeremiah Griffin.
Now, Jeremiah Griffin was my man. And again, he did great. He did great things. And again, I have
too.
and I have not gave him the respect of saying anything. And before I close, let me say, a lot of times I didn't even mention my dad as much as my dad been in my life because again, me and him had a different kind of relationship compared to what I had with my mother. But when he died, I realized that I held a lot of anger at this man and I should have never had that. I can never ever forgive myself for what I felt compared to the fact of what I did not know. I did not want to be like him at all and turned out exactly like him. I told my mother what I wouldn't be and it ended up being a close record of what I said I would. He is one of the reasons why I had to make change because again, I know the promise that I made and I know the promise that I failed. But again, he still was a strong man and he's somebody I always will respect. And it's not just because he's dead. It's because his spirit still lies within me. And at that, I have to make better decisions because he watches over me. Just like my mom got me, she's still alive. But that's God. God knew he didn't want to leave me without both. He already knew I was off. And I praise him for not, because I have a lot more to do. And I'm so glad that he loves me and my family to do the things that he's been doing because I've been saved. I've been in his grace. And without that, man, I would be lost. But again, like you, for mentioning these things.
Love you, Andre.
Oh, yeah, another one that passed. And again, most people wouldn't know we're from Akron, Ohio. Born and raised. So again, shout out to Akron, Ohio. That's where a lot of this people that we're shouting out, they're not here from Atlanta. That's not my original place. But again, Atlanta is just my home now, and I don't know where my home will be in the future. I'm Rolling Stone, looking for the best home. Can't even say it's Atlanta no more. I think y'all messed it up. Man, after Freak nigga, I don't know. I'm starting to get a little bit annoyed. And kind of tearing it up. But meanwhile, I'm going to stay here, and there's going to be a lot of things up and coming. Hopefully, we're going to have some great new guests coming. I know Boo was trying to bring another artist to the show, so hopefully y'all be able to see her face. That's right, it's a female face next show. And again, hopefully y'all will see Rock again. I do have my other son in the building, but he's handling something right now. And again, this is something that I'm trying to do to enlighten us to be in a better position, to love one another and know we have family shows. Don't let the bar talk for you. It's just pouring your problems out because I care. And with that, we are out.
Ain't no last calls here.
Bar Talk with Jay.